Hello, everybody breathing the same air as me. Either fortunately or unfortunately. Today I just wanted to showcase, and yes, I do work in cycles. Today I just wanted to showcase not the type of cycles you might think about, but yeah, today I just wanted to showcase that the coming back with the Yu-Gi-Oh videos, a little bit. That's the cycle. Um, Yeah, my brain has been going ham on Yu-Gi-Oh recently, and it's funny because not much has really changed since I've been playing since November. The funny thing is though that this and I looked it up too. I googled it to research this the memory of a person compared to like just the muscle memory basically. Because I've been basically been rusty as shit. And I've only taken a hiatus from since November to now, which is like late February, but like 23rd of February when I'm recording this. But the thing is though, it's strange. It's very peculiar because like I said, my muscle memory is very fine, but things like combos and stuff apparently go on a different type of memory. I've forgotten the name of it already. But and my memory is really good, honestly. Like the very emotional memory. Like I remember stuff more with emotions. But yeah, just that's a bit of a tangent, but a slight tangent. But yeah, basically my memory is not that good in terms of remembering combos apparently. Like because I when I came back to Yu-Gi-Oh, nah. I was like a floundering baby, like a floundering child. Like I did not remember I remember I had to go back and look at references of videos, and then but now all of a sudden, now that I'm rolling back to it, like I'm suddenly like within 3 days, I've suddenly gotten back all my combos. It's very weird. It's a very weird thing. Like all my neurons suddenly just went back into Yu-Gi-Oh. But anyway, now that that intro's out of the way, that cluttered intro, um, yeah, you read it right, branded. Branded enhanced. My own little take on branded. I've been experimenting with branded for a while now in the background. It's just that I have made videos of those decks. But yeah, this video is basically just I want to summarize all the main decks that I've been focusing on, and I want to like just really wrap things up. And I will probably do videos dedicated to like at least about maybe two duels per, or maybe two or three. Um, just to encapsulate that all of the duels that I've been going through with grinding this. This deck is a very all of my decks are pretty original, but this deck is a very original deck, and I wanted to showcase it um very clearly now. So let me just first of all let me at least show the replay of it, so you kind of get a gist of it, right? So if I go on resume, you'll see. So I've gotten the first. I'm going first for this. It doesn't matter if I'm going for it because I do have things to deal with going second. Um, that's the K number in these decks. If you see like K equals, it means that I'm talking about hand traps or removal that I have in the deck, and that's basically the number I used to track that. So apparently this thing just okay. There we go. I don't know why it took a long time to load there, but yeah. So you can see with your eyes what's happening now. So this deck sent us. I wanted to get Requiem going. I wanted to get Requiem going in my decks again because I've used it on Raid Raptor recently. Well, at least last time I played Yu-Gi-Oh, and that was with Raid Raptor combos. But basically, this thing, what will happen is that I destroyed my monster there, like a self-sacrifice, right? And what's happening from that is that I'm using the Requiem to get back all of my monsters as long as the destroy thing happens because it has to have the destroy thing happen first, and I'm also negating, so it's three negates as long as you discard your effect monsters first, not discard, sorry, detach because it's Xyz. As long as you detach those first, you're getting back all of your Xyz that you've Done. And I'm using it with Cypher Dragon as well, so that I can destroy it and then bring them back from the graveyard. But this is basically I'm basically in full advantage here, like 100% advantage here, stay here. Because I have the King Sark as well. So as soon as that King Sark happens on my turn 3, I can just bring back all my Horus as well, everything else. It's a really fun little thing that I've created. And what's great is that I have been the one to, because this is again, Photon, it's something that's unique to me because Photon Howling is a new deck. It's a new card, sorry. It's a new card, it's in a new deck that I've created. And basically, again, just like how I talked about how I was using antimatter before to make like an 8 material Zeus. This is basically like a similar principle. Except the reason why I decided to strategize on Requiem, because as soon as I saw Requiem's effect, I was like, wait, this thing is busted. Like, as soon as I saw somebody play this, because I take inspiration from other people's decks as well. Um, for example, with the Branded, I've seen a lot of people use Super Poly and Branded. That's why I'm also using it in my thing as well, because you use it with the Mud Dragon and the Garura. Um, yeah. But the thing is, like, Requiem is just a busted ass just because of this damn effect. This is it's 3 negates in one fucking card, and you're getting back all of your fucking XCs, even though they don't have the effects, like some of the ones that I'm using at least. That is just absolutely busted. And I'm not even trying to exaggerate, I'm just being genuinely serious. That is absolutely busted to have 3 negates in one fucking monster. The only problem, of course, is you're getting, if you get if the opponent has like Dark Ruler or like Forbidden Droplet or something to negate your negate, but otherwise I'm negating them. That's a quick effect, and I'm getting back my monsters as well once there's the destruction. Once there's a destruction of the cards that's on the field or whatever, then I'm able to special summon it. That's it has to have this clause happen first to then have the then happen. That's the only thing. But otherwise, the negates are still gonna happen. But yeah. So basically, I've been experimenting more with the Requiem. So you see a lot of decks here that are Requiem based. I'll go through all of them um, quite shortly. But yes. Um, let's first go with the one that I just did a replay of. So this is the Branded Enhanced. Um, this is a monster that also works with Small World, and it also works with the Infernal Flame Banshee. That's why it's in the side deck. I don't really need it much because, like I said, well, like I've showcased, you saw the Sword Soul combo. You saw that Sword Soul is going to have this going on, where it's gonna just basically combo into a level 4, and then I can use, therefore, the Photon Howling, where it says you can take a Photon monster and special summon it. That's not even, you don't even have to, I think it would have been better for me to actually have a detach for it, but you don't even have to detach for it. In the case of Requiem, I would have liked to detach for it, but you don't even have to detach for it. You just get it. And I use mine for my jumper. And even if I, like, if I draw the jumper, so yeah, so, but I can still navigate to, I can use Ecclesia, I can use Fall on the White Dragon, I can navigate around drawing some of these things and then just having it there. Because for example, Walls of the Imperial Tomb, if I drew it and I had Walls of the Imperial Tomb, for example, Walls of the Imperial Tomb says that I can also place one card from my hand on the bottom of my deck. So if I drew, for example, Photon Jumper, and I had walls in there as well, I can just walls the Photon Jumper back, for example, and then keep my combo going. Um, but yeah, you already saw the basic just the combo there. I get my Requiem, I get my Photon Howling, I get my stuff. It's basically for free, and all I need is either the Ecclesia or the Fallen, and all I need is a Horus, and then I get basically all of that going. And the K equals 12. FOA, by the way, is Fallen of Albaz, so this is also basically like something to interrupt, where you have the discard one, fusion summon, so I can fusion summon either the Mirror Jade or this, that, whatever, as long as the conditions for it are met on the opponent's side as they specified there. because you can't use the monsters you control for this specific one. Otherwise, I can just use Super Poly. So when I'm counting this, I'm counting the Dark Ruler, so that's 3. The Mole Charmy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 plus 5 equals 8. Then I'm going the Super Poly, 9, 10, 11. And then, like I said, the FOA, which is the Fallen Lavas, which is 12. Um, so that's how I count my Ks. Some things wouldn't count for K, like even though, for example, Photon Jumper is technically something that can activate to stop a battle phase, which is really good, especially if you're just wanting to get dominance over your opponent with the Horuses when they come back. Even though it will skip my battle phase and like I would have to wait to kill my opponent, it's still something that's very, very good. Um, Especially when I'm running stuff like this, because for example, even if my opponent's like low on life points, I use the Fantasix Machinix and I can actually use that with the Photon Howling. When I discard the Photon Howling, and sorry, I keep saying discard, detach the Photon Howling from Fantasix Machine. Fanatix Machinix. The pronunciation's fucking me up. But Fanatix Machinix, when I detach that, I'm able to summon it back based on this effect where it says, um, yeah, right here, right? This is read the entire thing, right? But I can summon this back, and that's gonna do half of, so that's gonna be like 2,250 uh burn damage, which is already like about, you can average it to around like a quarter of my opponent's health, because a quarter would be of course, like, um yeah, it's actually more than a quarter. It's like a little, yeah, because it's gonna be a quarter of 8,000 would be 2,000, right? 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, 8,000. That's 4, right? So it's actually a little bit more than a quarter of their health going away, their life points. And so, for example, if I'm even in a small situation where I just need to burn them, I just go into the Fanatics Machinix, and it's very easy to do that because all I need to do is use the Gimmick Puppet, and I get the rank up. So it's either or. It's a very customizable thing. Like I said, I have the small world there, and this thing is a very cool tech. Let me show you right here. It says if this card is added to your hand except by drawing, you can special summon this card. This is a free level 4. In a combo that I already have that can use fucking Dugaris. I have the Babuska. I have just a regular fucking Rebel, but then yeah, I use more for the Requiem. And then everything else here I have as well. I really fuck with this deck, and I have the side deck as well if I want to add in anything if I'm actually playing the ranked, which I'm gold in, by the way. Um, but the thing of doing Nexus's ranked is not really a big deal. Like it's just it's really really forgiving. Like it's just it's like the chess.com of of ranks. Like it's very like, yeah, because like for example with light chess, their elo is way more brutal because you only gain like a certain amount of points. So even though I'm like gold rank, I'll say that gold rank doesn't mean anything. A fucking person who's just playing like the shittiest deck could be gold rank, like it doesn't matter. But either way, yes, this is very. I love this deck to death because even if I'm going second, I might get a Dark Ruler, I might get the Super Poly, um, I might get the Molches. Like I said, K equals 12. So I have all these other things that I can use no matter what turn I'm on to just fuck with my opponent, and it's really really great. Um, so let's go on to the other decks. So basically, the other decks are basically like I just use the word basically a lot. It's just like subtly in my mind, I guess. Um, the other decks are just like, so. For example, this one. Well, like I said, all you will see when I actually make the videos for, I imagine, all of them, are how I use them. But the reason I'm making this video for is just to give a summary before those videos come out, basically. Um, if the videos come out, because I think I might. I am not sure. It's a lot of videos to make in a sense, but yeah, I do plan to make the videos at least. Um, this one operates on a caste system. it's sort of similar to how, like I said, I'm giving a summary. It's sort of similar to how I've been using the because it follows the same combo of using the Brave Strix, but the Brave Strix has to come from the Raider's Knight. So it follows the same combo line, similar to how I was using the Raid Raptors before. But the interesting is that this has more Raid Raptors in the extra deck than the main deck. As you can see, there's only one Raid Raptor here that's in the main deck. And that's because I'm using, like, for example, you go Summoner's Monk, you go Laughing Puffin. And then after that, you have to make sure that you keep your Laughing Puffin in, so you detach the you're detaching the um you're detaching the Summoner's Monk, and you're getting the like you're going you have to make sure that this line between the Raider's Knight, the Brave Strix, and the Arsenal Falcon is correct. But Summoner's Monk is basically like a free starter for as long as you have the spells and you use the Summoner's Monk to get the Laughing Puffin, you're basically going straight to that combo line of the Raider's Knight, the Brave Strix into the Arsenal Falcon. And then after the Arsenal Falcon, like I shown in my Raptors video from way back when, um, you're going the Y Strix, because the Y Strix is going to be able to it's going to be able to just get rid of it, and it's going to activate the last effect here where it says if this card is sent to the graveyard while it has to redraft your monster's material, you can such summon this, blah 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 blah. And that's going to give you the Rising Rebellion, and from that you can actually go from there to use the, because you're going to be able to also get the Zephyros from one of the effects of the here as well when it says detach one and special summon from, yeah. So then after that, after the Zephyros, this is gonna bring back the returning of your thing. So you return this back, and you already have an Xyz monster. You're gonna have the Rising Rebellion, so you're gonna be able to get back your Singing Lanius. And then after the Singing Lanius and the other level 4, you're gonna be able to get your Dark Rebellion, and then you're gonna get Requiem. And from the Y Strix, I believe, yeah, from the Y Strix, you're gonna be able to get your rank up for the Requiem in the first place. So that's one way of doing it. The other way is to just get cash, which is why I have cash in this deck to begin with. You just get your cash, you just get your Fenrir. You add the Rise Heart. You just normal summon the Rise Heart. You do not special summon the Rise Heart, because the Rise Heart, if you special summon the Rise Heart, it will lock you into Xyz, and you cannot do the Y Strix combo with that lock. So all you have to do is normal summon the Rise Heart after the Fenrir, because the Fenrir is going to be special summon, and then the Rise Heart's going to be normal summon, and then afterwards you're going to have to, um, like I'm explaining, you have to um, banish to get the ranks. It's at level 7, you get to rank 7, and then from there you get the Arsenal Falcon, and you do the same exact thing, except that you're gonna have to use your the Horus. So when you're gonna have to use the Horus with that, you're gonna have to get like at least a King Sark in your hand to do it from the Fenrir point of view. But even if you don't get it from that combo line, you have a lot of other things to work with. Obviously, you have your rank 8s to work with. Like there's again, a lot of my decks have a lot of breathing room. Like you don't have to always have this specific line to have advantage in your on your board. You have to, like, there's still a lot of things to work with, like Mistaken Arrest, which I've been using more because Jewel has been limited. Um, it's a card that basically acts the same as Jewel, and you can activate, but it has a thing where, but this is good with Horus because Horus doesn't really care about adding. Horus cares more about having King Sark active, and then you're just getting back your graveyard and killing your opponent. That's what Horus cares about more. So Mistaken Arrest pairs very well with Horus, and it's not even limited. So all you have to do, if you want to have Horus, and you want to have your Horus just dominate against your opponent, all you have to do is just, because everything is just, in this game, is mostly just adding to the hand to get your combos going. So if you take that away from your opponent, what do they have? You have your Horus, and they have nothing. So that's basically why I'm running Mistaken Arrest and also running it 2 in the side deck as well. I don't want to brick with it, so I have it in the side deck too, and I just have a one. But sometimes I carry like sometimes I carry a little bit more than that. But anyway, like for example, right here you have three here. Um, this one I've been more experimenting with Galaxy Eyes. So this one has a lot of you could say morphing, but it's actually just overlaying of the Xyz. I usually start here with Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord because I go there to negate any Nib, which is Nibiru. Because um, if Nibiru activates, I'm kind of fucked. Like if Nibiru activates, um, I'm kind of cooked a little bit because I have to wait until to get the Sark, for example. So I have to kind of hope my opponent has no nib. But in this deck, for example, where I'm running the Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, I do not have to worry about any of that. I just have to worry about getting all my materials for everything and etc. etc. Because this negates nib freely. And what happens on the turn two as well? This adds. It says um, during your opponent's turn, you can take one photon or galaxy card from your deck and either add it to your hand or attach this card material. The add to hand for Photon Jumper obviously just gives me its effect. So when that's done, my opponent doesn't attack me, and I have to skip my battle phase, but I get back my Horuses again to just use effects on my opponent's field from the Xyz that I get from the Horuses or the Horuses themselves, because the Horuses themselves, a lot of people forget this. The horses themselves have effects that when one thing leaves the field, all of them are activating. Every single fucking one. And you can't really negate all of them for the most part. Like, you can negate one, but and you can do it in such a way that you get the draw, you can get the graveyard pull for the hand. Like, a lot of people forget that horses themselves are very effect heavy. You don't fuck with them when they're all in four. It's not good for you, like at all. Because they also have the King Sark protection where it says Horus. They also have the part where you're battling them. These part right here, it's just insanity. Somebody tried to actually do this to me and they fucking failed because of this one clause I'm highlighting right here. Um, yeah. So this deck also has the thing where it's the Photon Dragon, so if I wanted to get a level 8 to rank 8, I can choose either the Photon Dragon or the Photon Jumper. The only thing I didn't like, that's why I didn't continue it with my branded deck here. Photon Dragon is a brick. Like, I know for Horus, the other Horus monsters are kind of bricky as well, but they kind of make up for it for the fact that you have King Sark, you have Imseti, and you also have like Small World, for example, like the Walls. That's like giving you a good amount to get your Horuses going, regardless of these other ones. But Photon Dragon by itself is just a fucking brick. It's just really disappointing that this card could have been something and didn't get a retrain either. That's the unfortunate part. This got a retrain, but not the Photon Dragon. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, I think you're getting the gist of how this deck works already. The Dodo Warrior goes with the Dodo Dwarf. Um, that's a free rank 4. And like I said, a lot of these decks have Baguska because Baguska, once you finish your field and you still have like a free level 4 and a level 4 to just get the Baguska, it's amazing. Like like I said, the only thing that gets past a lot of this deck stuff is if the opponent draws their Forbidden Droplet um or their Dark Ruler, right? That's it. That's all. And that applies to anybody. It's not like a fault of the deck. Dark Ruler is just fucking disgusting. It can shut down an entire field for anybody. It doesn't matter that it's my deck it just matters that Dark Ruler and Forbidden Droplet are broken negates that exist. Like if you get it, you're good to go. If you don't get it, well, you have to deal with the board. That's basically it. Doesn't matter you can be like the best Yu-Gi-Oh player and you get the Dark Ruler and the best Yu-Gi-Oh player loses because they get Dark Ruler. Unless, as long as they can have a backup plan, of course. A lot of people have backup plans. I have a backup plan for a lot of this deck stuff as well. But the thing is, it's just that's just how it is. Like sometimes you just have to work with the flow. Like the game is just how it is. You get Mulch, you get Dark Ruler, you get all kinds of fucking shit. And you just have to deal with it because that's just the hand you're dealt. That's just the hand you're dealt. Um, so these are like a little bit of older decks as well. The God Utopia I've already made a video on, but I've just improved upon it. So I've added like the new retrain for the Gaga Magician, for example. I love the graveyard effect for this. It says or graveyard. I don't really care for the hand part. I care more for the graveyard because these things are getting sent to the graveyard a lot when you're comboing. Um, but yeah, I've improved a lot upon this design. Um, the mulches are always something that are might be controversial at first glance, but remember that I'm using the mulches as well for my rank 4s. That's a thing that people might forget. I'm using my mulches in my combos as well. Because they have level 4, I'm using them to rank 4. That's and I'm also using them, of course, as a hand trap and going second, right? So that's the thing people forget. The mulches are technically like bricks if you do go first, but they're also something that if you just at least get one of your starting combos, they can combo into rank 4s, and that's insane. Because think about it that way, like Droll, for example, is more of a brick because you have to like get like small world or something to get rid of the Droll if you're going first, right? Or you can keep it for your opponent for going second. But it depends on how your hand is, right? But if you have your emotions to go into your rank fours that I've been mentioning, like how is that brick? Like it's not, as long as you're utilizing your deck properly. I have the Ganbara, I have the Dodo the Warrior, I have all these things that can just special summon themselves, and then bring up new special summons over that. And all I have to do is just normal summon this once, and I'm getting another rank 4. Like, it is not something that is a hindrance, it's more something that's a benefit, right? So, again, this one is just a. I've done a video on this as well. I made improvements upon it. Um, Basically, it's just a deck that I go second, like the name suggests. It has K equals 30, so it's the most interruptions I ever had. And basically, it's just for when I'm fed up with the game. Like, if I don't give a I rat's ass about playing against my opponent, like I just want to just kill them, I would play this straight up because I have all these things and all these extra deck options to basically just disable their board. Um, and just screw with them entirely. And the cash engine is just really, really good in this. Really, really good. And this works especially good for Lynx, so that's why Lynx is also here. Because you have the Phantasmi as well. So a lot of options here to just fuck with your opponent. And last but not least is just like the Heraldic Beast. I've made some improvements to my Heraldic Beast since then. So as you can see, just here, you know, it's my the archetype that's very close to me in terms of passion. And I'm not really sure why. I think I just like Tron. I think I just like the idea of having these beasts. And I think I also like the charged up heraldry as well. I think I love the idea of just having you can fucking have Drool and Brick, but you have the charged up heraldry and you just get your monsters going and you just combo the fuck out of people. It's genuinely insane. Um, so I have the TCG version, which is I don't really use this for TCG honestly. It's still a archetype that you can win with, but it's better to use things like the everything else basically, just because the archetype needs a buff. That's just the long and short of it. Like you can't really go further from that. And this is just the Genesis version of the thing, so you can tell the differences between them if I just flop between. Um, you see swords here. The reason why I have swords, I know it's some name. I know it's a meme. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. But the thing is, the reason why I have swords here is because heraldics I found through experimenting with 110 drafts, by the way. That's how passionate I am about this fucking shitty archetype. But the reason why I have swords in the side is because I've realized that heraldics, if you control the pace with heraldics, because they come back a lot from the graveyard, right? So anything that comes back a lot from the graveyard, if you manage to control the pace with that and just have your opponent not be able to strike back at you, you can basically come back at any point in time. And that's why I have these here, because if I just, but I have the options of Book of Lunar, etc., because I realize it's better than just having the swords, for example. Because if you just shut down your opponent with a quick play, for example, it's better than having the swords just be up continuously, right? But I also have the special hurricane, so I don't run into the points thing with Genesis. This is like very close to the 100 already. That's why I also have the Requiem instead for this one. But yeah, I think everything is mostly straightforward, honestly. I only have one of this because I realized that I can do my Xyz gift trick. If you don't know my Xyz gift trick, you can check out the videos that I have of it before. But basically, it's to get this at the end. It's a very simple trick, and I also use the Ashaltopia to get it now. Instead of using the Gaga Girl, I use the Ashaltopia. And I instead use the Magician to get my Future's Exile. That's been changes recently. But basically, I go armor into this from rank 4, and then I use the Xyz gift first to get off the armor fortress thing, and then afterwards I go straight to Lancer, and then I'm able to get from Lancer's effect where it says once per turn you can target one Xyz card in the graveyard, add it to your hand. After I get that, I get back my Xyz gift, and I'm able to use the Xyz gift on whatever Xyz I have available to just draw more. So it's basically a draw 4 once you complete the combo. You complete the combo to get the Armor Fortress off, and then afterwards, because Armor Fortress can't go into the Lancer without it needing the thing, it has to have the materials off. It says cannot be used as material for an XC summon while it has material, which means that basically it needs the material off to actually go into the Lancer. This is common knowledge. And when you do that, you just get the Xyz gifts to do the draw for. So and you know how powerful a draw 2 is in Yu-Gi-Oh! So imagine a draw 4. That's why I also run this with my... Where are they? Utopia as well. Where you can see it, voila, it's right there. And you can see the Lancer. Woo, yeah, okay, cool. But anyway, that's the gist of it. That's basically the gist of it. You can ignore the Genesis being fucked up for the draw 25 points nowadays, but either way, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. This life is crazy. Um, the thing is, that's basically just the video. Like I said, I work in cycles apparently. So whatever, basically, we're just whatever comes new. So I guess a few things came up to the Yu-Gi-Oh that were slightly new, even though they don't give a rat's ass about XCs anymore. They care more about their links and shit. But whenever they release new XCs, like for example the Photon Howling, I'm on it. Like I'm on it. Like just absolutely um just going absolutely ham with my creative decisions on my deck building, and yeah, it's fun for me. It's fun for me, okay? It's like it's something that yeah. Um the thing is too, I'm just waiting on like Smash news, which has been dry as shit. I still have to make a Sakurai rant video. I think I might make it. It's up in the air still. I keep mentioning it in a lot of videos, but it's up in the air. Um, Depending on how things go for the future. Let's say, for example, also Night Rain. Night Rain, I bad talked the shit out of that game, but yeah, that game. We're still waiting on the DLC weapons. Woohoo! What DLC weapons will come? Are there gonna be any? Let's see. Let's see. Let's find out. I feel like it's gonna come very very soon. If anything, if it doesn't, I'm gonna be surprised. And if it takes like April, I'd be extremely surprised. I think it'll come in like between February and March. Let's see if I'm right about that. But yeah, that night rain stuff is going on, and what else? Basically, my point is that anything new that comes out is basically when I touch upon it. You can kind of tell this with my with how my videos are structured. Like whatever is relevant, basically. I'm doing basically the exact same thing that anybody trending, any trendsetters or whatever do. Like I'm basically just taking whatever is recent and going with the flow. But I'm doing it in terms of my interest. I'm not really trying to make a trendsetter thing or whatever. I've never really been that type of person. I've just been somebody who acts on their own benefit towards how they interpret things as interesting. So basically, what I mean by that is like I don't really care about the what's like if Among Us was trending, which I never really played that game by the way, or like I never really downloaded TikTok by the way. Like I genuinely do not have TikTok on my phone or anything. I'm genuinely that old school. Um, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm more of a spiritual person anyway. But the thing is, I like also like my attention span. But yeah, just a little bit of a ramble at the end here. Um, I I just want to enjoy myself. That's at the end of the day. Um, it's not a matter of me caring about being the most recent something or whatever, yada yada yada. I just care about enjoying myself. So when you see me on back on music, like I suddenly just take a little break from Yu-Gi-Oh and then I come back. That's just how life is. You take a break. You don't just keep going with some. Sometimes that happens, but you eventually tire yourself out. You get burnout. That's basically what it's called. So basically, there are breaks. You have to take breaks with things, and then you come back again, take a break, come back again. You know how that's how it goes with life. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I probably yapped your ears off, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you took something out of these decks. Let me count it. Hang on. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Okay. Six, seven. Haha, funny, right? But yeah, I hope you took something out of this video. If the videos do come where I actually demonstrate all the things rather than just that one replay that I showed for everything, which I do have replay. It's just to organize all these videos. If I could just snap my fingers, right, and just post all these videos, I would do it in a heartbeat. But it's to actually edit them with music and shit, and then just like publish them is something that, even though it sounds very trivial, it's something that takes time, and everything takes time, takes effort, and takes energy. So that's why it will take a little bit of time to actually implement that on the channel. But yeah, I think I've yapped your ears enough for today or whenever you're viewing this. So have a good day.